For Titusville's Fire and Emergency Services Department, 2015 has proven to be a significant year with a number of enhancements and improvements, as well as community involvement and interaction. For the first time in 25 years, the city's insurance service organization rating improved, changing from a Class 4 to a Class 3 rating. The ISO rating is determined by how well an organization performs in terms of its emergency fire responses, staffing, training, equipment, dispatching, and water supply capabilities. Because of this classification change, Titusville citizens may be able to maintain or receive lower fire insurance rates. The stabilization in the economy allowed for equipment upgrades and improvements, including the replacement of our firefighters' protective bunker gear clothing to meet federal protection standards, and the construction of our fire department's fire training tower. The department also received additional personnel support with the assignment of a dedicated fire IT employee through the city's IT department, who was instrumental in leading us through critical electronic and hardware issues and assisting us with future planning efforts. The department was able to overcome personnel attrition during the year. In mid-2015, the flood of retirements and resignations among our combat personnel finally trickled to a halt. However, the department's administration offices saw the loss of half of its fire inspection and its clerical support staff through resignations. These losses caused some delays in actions and projects. However, positions have been filled and delays overcome. These losses serve to highlight once again that cross-training of administrative positions outlined in our department's strategic plan goals for 2015 continued to be critical in keeping department operations functioning. Department training initiatives met during 2015 include annual refresher training components of airport operations, vehicle extrication, emergency medical, hazardous materials, firefighter personal water survival, and more. In anticipation of the opening of our training tower facility, a group of employees has undergone mandated instructor certification training in a myriad of disciplines to allow us to conduct hands-on training in-house utilizing department employees. Our loss of frontline and command staff leaders through retirement also led to focusing this year's training and future training and back to the basics with special emphasis on leadership and basic fireground operations. The city's anticipated growth also spurred specialized training in spillage containment and control at Texas A&M University for the planned liquefied natural gas plant funded by the developer. Several of the command staff and supervisors have attended the grant-funded Department of Homeland Security training in prevention and response to suicide bombing incidents and incident response to terrorist bombing classes hosted by Energetic Materials Training Center in New Mexico. There wasn't a more potent reminder of the need for such training than our department's dedication on September 11th of the I-beam from the World Trade Center recovered after that terrorist attack in 2001. The fire department has been highly visible within our community during the past year. From January to October of this year, we conducted 210 public education events, reaching over 9,000 of our citizens in such diverse topics as fire safety, injury prevention, emergency preparedness, and vehicle safety. New programs such as the Heroes Reading Program, the Role Model Program, Cooking Safety Program for culinary classes, and our revamped Bicycle Helmet Program has allowed us to interact even more with children in our schools. Our partnership with the American Red Cross and Domino's Pizza resulted in increasing our smoke detector installations throughout the city. Our department has also worked with local individuals and businesses involving charitable concerns such as Parish Foundation's Women's Breast Cancer Initiative and St. Baldrick's Childhood Cancer Research, resulting in securing over $11,500 for these two initiatives. We continue to support the goals of North Brevard Charities through summer and winter food drives and their Christmas toy drive. The Fire and Emergency Services Department has also been involved in short and long-term projects as part of the city's new Lean Six Sigma process improvement program. Projects have included addressing vehicle maintenance and downtime issues, working in tandem with the Community Development Department to transfer fire inspection billings to their annual business tax renewals, eliminating separate billings by our department, and transitioning department administrative files and records from paper documents to electronic files. Statistically, the department remains on the same upward trend, consistent with the past 25 plus years. Emergency calls for service continue to increase and are anticipated to reach 8,600 calls for 2015, 75% of which are calls for emergency medical services. The percentage breakdown of these medical calls is 60% basic life support and 40% advanced life support. Through October, cardiac calls represented about 7 to 8% of emergency medical calls, with 40 involving full cardiac arrest. Overall percentage of cardiac patients achieving a return of spontaneous circulation after application of ALS processes by our department was 35%, well above the national average of 5 to 10%. Fire-saved property values outweighed fire losses on a ratio of over 15 to 1. We did experience 2 fire fatalities within our community in 2015, one deemed to be through intentional acts by another, setting an arson fire, and the other due to extreme interior fire load caused by hoarding. We are still maintaining a 5-minute emergency response time, averaging 4 minutes 30 seconds. We will be evaluating our new auto aid agreement with Brevard County Fire Rescue, the closest unit goes concept, to ensure it does not substantially increase our number of calls, our response times, and that the benefits for our citizens for fire and emergency medical services outweighs the costs in terms of equipment wear and tear, operating usage overhead, staffing availability, and more. As Titusville's Fire and Emergency Services Department closes out the year and looks forward to 2016, we are confident that the personnel who dedicate their lives to serving the community, whether in a rig or behind a computer, will continue to serve with the utmost professionalism and will be prepared to provide the best possible care for our community.